Gabe gave me this. I'm supposed to do a test for a video. It's called the Crud Cloth. So you need to read the directions. Oh, thank you. Another one of the advantages to doing the ride, Matt Johnston brings you cupcakes.
I just was told to deliver them.
Thank you, Matt.
You're very welcome.
Very much
Don't
appreciate
eat it all
it.
the way home.
So read the directions. You're supposed to smash the bag. You're supposed to break it. I can't do it. I'm supposed to hit it or something. It's not working, Sean. It's not. Before open package, smack the inner pad with fist to pop it.
Maybe on the ground.
Oh!
It'll work.
We got it. We got it popped. I had that bag sealed, man. I had it. Yeah. This is a.
I didn't know I was going to get a shower today.
Here, you want the Crud Cloth? Now, the bottom half's got my blood on it, but the top half's okay.
I've got a towel here, man.
Okay. Most of the cleaning solution is now over on Sean's face and not in the towel, but, well, look at that. It definitely is cleaning my legs.
There you
It's
go.
working.
Yeah, I should have done that.
You're just going for
That first one is almost the 90. It's like, we're going to be stopping on this
It's
bridge.
a long season.
Yeah.
Going for points.
Yeah, I'm here for the points.
That's right.
Just a race.
Huh?
It's just a race.
Yeah.
2, 1, go!
It's all about survival. I'm just gonna follow. This is a good wheel right here. Hey guys, it's the Glen Vegas Gambler 2025 edition, and this is a mountain bike race that I have traditionally been able to finish mid-pack in, which is nice because that's, you know, if I can finish mid-pack, I'm happy. I think I got, I don't know, like 8th or 9th last year. I beat Hank at this race, and I've been beaten by Hank at this race, and Hank didn't show up at this race this year. So now it's, you know, I'm sorry, Hank, but I'm the official winner now of our rivalry. I guess you don't take it as serious as me, but so I was not, you know, like feeling great. I will just say, you know, you get you get all your what are they called? Excuses. You get your excuses out of the way right from the beginning. I have had a sinus infection or cold or something. I was very sick for about a week, starting a few days ago. I think Friday was the 7th day, and I had a really bad like sinus pressure issue yesterday all day long, but I felt body-wise I felt better, but it felt like it was just all like plugged into my head, and the stuff that has been coming out of my head is absolutely ridiculous. So I didn't really have high hopes for this race. I wasn't sure how I'd go with this. This morning the sinus pressure felt better, but I didn't have like tremendous amount of energy. The course at Glen Vegas, the Glendale course, was sloppy. It's a tough course on a dry day. I mean, it's a rocky, it's a mountain bike course. It's not a, it's I don't know, it's pretty backwoods, I'd say, if you're used to, you know, like more groomed type trails. It's a rough course, and it's not easy if you don't have some good mountain bike skills. And you know, I'm been mountain biking for a long time, but my skills aren't, you know, I'm not like, I don't spend a ton of time mountain biking, and I don't have that like youthful energy. And I am afraid of crashing. Those bridges were super dangerous. If it's wet, those bridges get like a slippery slime on them. They need some grip attached to them, like some roofing nailed to them, which is something that'd be relatively easy to do, but nobody's ever done. If they're wet and you hit them, they're like ice. I had crashed on my warm-up lap, and I knew they were going to be slippery, and I was preparing for it. And when I put my wheel, like I was going the other direction on one of those bridges, and when I just slightly turned on one of the bridges, and I just went down like hitting ice. So that was in the first 30 seconds of my warm-up lap, about 30 minutes before this race started. And so yeah, I was not in the mood. There was a stick poking out right there that got me. That was uncomfortable. It should have been cut. So you see there's some obstacles. Now, the dude in front of me, I don't know his name, but we talked. He's a good dude. Says he likes my YouTube videos. So dude in front of me, thanks for watching. I hope you get to see this one. and it was fun following you here for a while. So this is the early part. This is the easy part, the lake loop, before it gets technical and stuff. So let's fast forward a little bit and get to something more interesting. So this is close to the end of our lake loop section, and you can see we've got a gap open in front of our group. Sean Hargis is in front of the Camelback guy here, and orange behind Orange Shirt guy. Orange Shirt guy was starting to drop back from several riders that are out of sight now, and I started getting nervous. I'm like, okay, it's way too late to be this far back. I started last on purpose because I was not sure how I was going to feel, but at this point I was like, I'm feeling good enough to go for it. So I put in a little effort there and started moving, and I had a pretty big gap. So that's an easy place to pass, and you know, the way the trail was, to normally get off in the grass and it's going to slow you down, but it was pretty slow everywhere. It didn't really matter. So this is the last bit of the lake loop, and it's heading up towards the climb of Fred's Run. Hey guys. So here we are on Fred's Run, and I've caught up with my friend Ken Medley and Darren Vaughn. Both guys I've rode with quite a bit, and both guys that are both way better mountain bikers than me. But I was surprised I was hanging with them on this climb, you know, especially Darren. Darren's a little younger and a little thinner guy, so maybe he hasn't been doing a whole bunch of climbing lately, but he is a killer mountain bike rider, technical especially, and way way more capable than me. Ken is too. Ken rides out here all the time. He's one of the OG mountain bikers of the Glendale area. And so Fred's Run is the easier climb out here to get up into the hills. It is a little more straightforward, less technical than Ed's Run, which is a much more fun downhill that we're going to take in a little bit. And so this is where I've typically been, you know, like really handicapped on this race. I'm not a climber. I'm too heavy. And I was just really proud of myself for sticking with these guys. I mean, and I was hurting, you know, my chest hurt throughout this. My legs were fine, but my chest was hurting. I was uncomfortable, but my breathing was in control, and I was okay. So following these guys up the climb was fine. I was slower than the last time I climbed it, I think, by a little bit. But it was pretty wet, pretty mushy, especially up near the top in the really steep area. So following Fred's Run, you've got roller coaster, and then you've got just a series of, you got some really steep, hard climbs, and then you end up, after a long series of single track, down here on Lower Bluff. This is a super technical, rough trail. This thing is a monster, and it will put a hurting on you if you're not careful. It's got multiple different lines through it, but it's just some tough technical riding. People that aren't too experienced with mountain biking, oftentimes, you know, like and myself, if I'm feeling wimpy, you know, I'll oftentimes walk some of the sections through here. This is where my race completely fell apart. Now, I had been following Ken for like 20-25 minutes before this, and there was many times I could have passed him. On most of the climbs I could have passed him, but he is such a good mountain biker that I really wanted to follow his wheel through here, because I thought, well, that'll be my best bet. Okay, right around in here, the guy in orange shirt he's been doing an awesome job leading through here. He's a good mountain biker for sure, and it's just, you know, it's a tricky section, and he's off the bike right here. I did not want to get off the bike, and I saw a line, and I took it. It's a rough line, and then, you know, he hears me coming up, he gets out of my way. Look at this big boulder. I just got to ride right over it. So I'm like in hero mode right now. I'm like, yeah, I just blew through that section. I've got a gap on them. They're off their bikes. They're not getting on their bike. Look back. They're not getting on their bikes. So I go pretty hard through here. And then there's this other rooty section right here. I fly through that. And then right about there, right through there, I felt a spasm in my stomach that was like, it was as if somebody, like a donkey, had just kicked me in the stomach. And I started to retch, like I started to barf. Everything in my stomach needed to be ejected, and I kind of hobbled along here for a second, but I couldn't get over it. Like, it was like my stomach kept spasming. I was having like this like cramping feeling in my side, and you know, I rolled through there. I knew I could hear them catching up. They were on me, and at this point I was just like, I've just got to stop. Like, I got to stop. I thought I was going to throw up. I got off the bike, and I put a foot down. I don't think I got off the bike. I just put a foot down, and I just stopped. And so those guys right off. My friend Sean's a little farther back, but not, yeah, there they are. And I'm on the side of the trail trying to fight this like spasm in my stomach and trying to take deep breaths. I've had some side splits, some side problems, some breathing problems on the last few hard efforts I've done this spring, some hard hill climbs and stuff. And there's Jeff, and Jeff's like, "What's wrong with you, man?" It's my friend Jeff Frizzle, I think. And he's like, "What's wrong?" And I told him, I was like, "Oh, I'm fighting stomach issues, you know." And so that's what got me on Dirty South, but it was different. On Dirty South, it wasn't like this sudden spasm of like super sharp pain and a need to suddenly I literally like heaved like 2 or 3 times while I was trying to continue riding. I did not want to stop. I mean, that was like, I just did this massive effort to get ahead of these guys. Stopping was the last thing I wanted to do. I think I triggered it just by just going way, way too hard and getting too excited and probably taking too many really, really deep breaths. This is pretty much race over for me. Like, I mean, I was completely spasming for air through here, and it wasn't in my lungs, you know, it wasn't in my chest and my lungs. It was like my side splits. So I know, you know, probably one of the best things I need to do for this is to start getting some, you know, like obliques and some side, you know, do more core stuff. I think it's probably the easiest thing I can do to get better. Sean's not that far ahead of me, but I was just struggling. Like, I was so afraid, like, if I tried to put some power down through here and catch him. Plus, it's really hard. This whole section is just like, if it's dry, you can keep momentum through it a little bit easier. But when it's wet and slippery like this and sloppy, it's got short, punchy little steep climbs that if a bigger person like me, it just sucks your energy. So, yeah, the Lower Bluff Trail wiped me out. Otherwise, I was looking at my best finish ever. You know, if I had like not had that problem and had just been able to ride ahead of those guys, yeah, best finish ever. Oh well. Coming up on the end of lap 1, and I gotta say, going back and looking at Strava, my heart rate was very, very high through this whole ride. It was maximal effort pretty much. I was averaging 164, which is just insane for me. When I blew up and had my stomach cramps, I hit 177 for a few seconds, and then that's when I started struggling. As soon as I dialed it back down, stopped on my heart rate. My heart rate only come down to like 160 after stopping for a few seconds. So, yeah, just my heart rate would not come down on this ride. But anyway, thinking back on it, you know, like, I played it really safe through most of this event. I spent a lot of time behind Ken, and, you know, like, one of the things about following Ken, I could have passed him a lot, but he was so much better than me on most of the actual technical mountain bike sections that it probably helped me out following him. Early race there, you know, I was going back and looking at it, and like, I was not working very hard in that early part of that race until I made that first pass. I probably lost a lot of time through there. Could have gotten some more time, but it wouldn't have mattered because I would have been behind those guys anyway. You know, lining up earlier and riding harder earlier maybe, but ultimately, you know, that was the best I could possibly do, and I'm really happy with my performance. I'm really happy I didn't fall and get hurt. It was a slick day, tough day. I never really had any close calls other than my one crash warming up, and it was a great event. You know, it had a pretty good turnout today. It always brings out an interesting mix of riders, which I'm glad of. And so I just, you know, I'd like to see it grow more. I think we might have had 50 entries or so, 45, 50 entries. And it has a juniors race. It has, you know, all these different, you know, a pretty good group here to watch the podiums. So, yeah, overall, congratulations to Bike World Performance Racing. They had a great day, taking first and third on the expert podium. Way to go, guys.
Yeah, he's got some dirt on him.
Didn't know the guy who got second, but he looked super, super athletic. So congratulations to you.
Congratulations, racers.
All right. Thanks for watching. Catch us next year, and look forward to next weekend, the third stop on the good old Soil Grand Prix. This was the third stop. So we got the fourth stop coming up. If you're interested in the Soil Grand Prix, do one of our races, do one of our events. The next one's Ride to the Sky, and you are automatically entered. See ya.